I hope some of y'all made some money on the Super Bowl. I got my top 5 free props today in the NBA. Let's talk some hoops. Yo, what is up, boys? It is Keystone coming at you guys with another free pick video. In today's video, I got some NBA players. We got a pretty solid size slate today on Monday. I don't know how you guys did on the Super Bowl, but I kind of got my ass kicked personally. So it is what it is, man. I don't think many people saw that coming. Everyone was talking for 2 straight weeks about how the league's rigged and everyone helps the refs just help the Chiefs. And the longer and longer the week went on, I just kind of decided like I needed to make a hedge bet. I started thinking like, what if Philadelphia does what Tampa did and just punks them like up front? That's pretty much what happened, guys. I mean, Barkley didn't do shit. Godert didn't do shit. Kelsey didn't do shit. It was a really frustrating game, and because the game got kind of so out of control, you just didn't need the Eagles to do much really in the second half. So I'm gonna run you guys through a quick recap. If you don't want to see this, just skip ahead to the picks. Just kind of letting you guys know. I'm in the process of fighting a stack correction for my VIPs, trying to get us about 500 something bucks back. This was the last play I sent out. I guess this was yesterday. It was a little slip I conjured up. Ended up cashing this 5 for 5. So we hit that. That was nice. We needed that one. This was the last NFL slip and UFC slip I set out on Underdog as well. So that was a little quarter unit play. And then this one right here, guys. Okay, so he had 3 solo tackles plus an assist. And all these sites are using the NFL's statistics, I suppose. And they're the only ones who didn't have their own damn sports stat right. All the other sites had it right. Fox, ESPN. I watched him get the 3 solo tackles. So he should have had a 4th one, and we should have hit this play. It was 50 to win, I don't know, 280 something, whatever 5 that is, 5.25x. Very frustrating. I'm in the process of seeing if they're going to give it to us. I know a lot of these apps have a policy where, like, hey, look, if the stat doesn't change within like an hour of, if it has to happen within an hour of the original stat stands. It sucks for us. And the NFL has to get their shit together, man. I mean, that's ridiculous that, a game of this magnitude, you can't even get you can't even get the stats right on your own freaking site. Very frustrating. So hopefully we can get that one. As you can see right here, the NFL updated this at some point. I just didn't know. I don't know if it was in time, but he definitely got 3 solo tackles plus that assist. Kelsey was just super disappointing. It's like did the Chiefs even watch what the Commanders did? You can throw on the Eagles, guys. We saw the Rams do it. Stafford out in the snow. Stafford never plays well in the outdoor weather like that. You can throw on this team. You know what the Chiefs reminded me of yesterday? They reminded me of the Vikings in their last couple games against the Lions and then the playoff game against the Rams. Lack of urgency, refused to go no huddle. The one time they went up tempo, that was their first touchdown. I don't know what it's going to take for some of these teams to figure this shit out, man. You can't keep letting Philly substitute in fresh players on that defensive line. You got to keep them out there. You got to rush to the ball. I don't know. It's like the fact that none of these teams seem to be able to execute a no huddle anymore. It's just kind of amazing to me. Andy Reid coming off preparation is almost impossible to beat statistically. Patrick Mahomes was 7-0 against Vic Fangio defenses coming in. I'm as shocked as probably most of you guys are, but we got to move on. Football's over. Once again, nice looking $500 slip here on a quarter unit bet. Kelsey, Zach Ertz had 13 catches, man. I don't know what the Chiefs were thinking, but they could have had underneath stuff to this guy constantly. It's just really frustrating. We did pretty good on UFC. The book's not the greatest, but I gave you guys this play right here for free on my UFC video. So this cashed. We also cashed that boom one. So we had a good night on UFC, especially on the free picks. And then the better one, I mean, don't even get me started on Crute. The dude set a career high in significant strikes in like, a round and a half. Like, he's always been a wrestler, and I think he's only hit over 30 strikes like twice ever in his entire career. And all of a sudden he wants to come out and just stand toe to toe. Very interesting. Here's another loser with Kelsey. We did hit a few slips though. So we got one like this with Duplessis over here getting that decision win. We hit this one, same thing. I thought these were good little solid plays. Mahomes, thank God, got this all done in garbage time pretty much. We hit this NBA play. That was the first play of yesterday. So we did a few good things, but I got to let out the elephant in the room. We're almost there. Weili Zhang had a great fight, but she just barely missed this discount line. It's kind of frustrating. We picked Santos. He was part of the boom play. And then this one as well on Prize Picks. They updated this. See, this was a stat correction that was updated. This was saying it was only like 90 something, and then they did the right thing and updated it. So I don't know about that. This Bellato ended up being a draw. I really needed him to get a finish because I would have won another 500 on underdog if he would have finished him. It was very close against Crude. These guys just gassed out, man. They just gassed out, and neither one of them he just couldn't quite get him at the end there. But so this voided, but we still hit these other three. So this turned into almost a 4x slip. Lost some other slips though too, so it really wasn't the greatest. This was the boom play that hit. I'm just don't have a photo to show you guys because none of my clients or buddies sent it to me. So now I want to show you this loser first, guys. So elephant's out of the room, guys. It doesn't feel good. I really thought they were going to three-peat. I hate the Chiefs, just so you guys know. I'm not a Chiefs fan. But I've seen enough. I feel like I've learned not to bet against this team. They just straight up no-showed, man. I couldn't believe it. All these drop passes in the first half. Hopkins, you guys realize if Hopkins would have caught that pass that he dropped right before halftime, he had a ton of field to run. If they would have got up there and scored right there, it would have been 17-7 and they would have got the ball first. Might have been a whole different game, but he dropped a pass. Kelsey dropped a couple passes in the first half. Yeah, I'm frustrated, but I started thinking, and you guys got to remember too, my VIPs, they're not doing shit like this. Okay, this is what I would call personal play. I started thinking all week long, I might be wrong about this. Like I knew they were going to help the Chiefs get there. They didn't want they needed Taylor Swift in this three-peat narrative and the Kelseys. They didn't want Josh Allen and Khalil Shakir in the Super Bowl. Why would they want that, guys? You got to remember the Niners Super Bowl last year was the most watched in history. I'm not sure. We'll get the stats on this one, but I'm sure it was close or about the same. So there's no way they weren't going to make sure the Chiefs made it. But I started thinking as the week went on, and I even mentioned this to you guys like 9 days ago in my first Super Bowl video, that we might just have got them help to get there. I don't know if they're necessarily going to win. I think it could be fair game, and that's kind of what happened. I thought it was if anything, I thought the officiating actually kind of went in the Eagles' favor, other than that first play on AJ Brown. That was a pretty bad call. But I started thinking about it and I said, if the Chiefs don't win, then I'll have a chance to win this bet and make most of my money back. Okay. But if they do win, I think they'll win by like three or at the absolute most 7 points, but why not play it safe and take it up to like 10.5? I just didn't see Philly losing by 10 points. So this was very juiced, obviously. I was hoping to middle it and hit both bets, right? I wanted the Chiefs to win, obviously. I had 10 fucking grand on them. But the good news is I need the Lakers to win today against the Jazz. This is going to be Luka's debut. I expect LeBron and Reeves to play. Lakers have been playing really well without some of these key guys. I mean, they beat the Pacers there now. I was talking shit on that, and then they go out and beat them without LeBron. So no AD. They've been playing solid ball. This is a home game. They're heavily juiced. Now, these odds have come down for some reason. I'm not quite sure why, but I feel very good about this. And then I need Gregory Rodriguez, aka RoboCop, to just win on the money line. I don't care if I think he's got a good shot. Cannonier is pretty tough dude, but he's also at the later stages of career, kind of on the downward trend, I would say. I felt very good that Gregory, who, kind of underwhelmed in his last fight, to be honest, but I thought he was going to get a knockout. I forget even who against it was, to be honest. It was a while back. But I feel like RoboCop's going to get it done here, and boy, do I need him to, because this will pretty much bring me back to where I need to be, guys. So we hit this little play on better too. What else do we got here? We hit the boom play, like I mentioned, Tom Nolan takedowns. So if you signed up on Boom, I know a lot of you did. You text me. Congrats. I know one of you texted me and you added a few more things that you liked on top of this, and I think you won like 800 some bucks. So congratulations on that, guys. All right, enough of the recap. It's time to focus. We are transitioning into full-time NBA, a little bit of college basketball mixed in. I've made the personal decision that I'm still going to give you guys like DFS slips and stuff, but I'm slowly going to start converting the channel into where I'm going to do player props and sportsbook picks. I'm going to kind of start converting both. I might just do like my Twitter and, stuff like that on doing the books and stuff, but no matter what, I'll always still do the player props and have some DFS slips every single day on the VIP. I'm also kind of reevaluating the way I structure the VIP. Could be some big changes that might launch around MLB. So I think it'll just be better for hopefully everyone, and will make it a little more appealing to some of you. And hopefully we can get back on track, because I'm going to be real, the last 10, 11 days, guys, I'm not a robot that just comes on and never talks about their losses. Like a lot of these guys you see on here, that, I mean, trust me, if these guys were actually as good as they all say they are, they would be limited on price picks like I am. The fact that they can still set $100 slips, that means that they haven't won enough money yet, guys. It really doesn't even take that much either. I mean, I think if you beat price picks for about 15 to 20, they'll absolutely just cut your ass off. They'll say, nope, you're too good. Guys, definitely go ahead over to Winnable, get on the free plan. I'm telling you, a great place to be, and I'll drop a bunch of bonus stuff all the time over here. So just keep that in mind. And then let me move this up just a hair. Okay, so yeah, just go ahead and sign up on that free plan. A lot of good information coming out there, VIP deals. I'll give bonus picks. In fact, if Better doesn't have their little bonus picks up today yet, it's already like 9:30. I was hoping, usually they drop at about 10 a.m., so maybe not, but I'm going to give those out on the Winnable free plan today. So let's just get straight into that pick. I've been babbling on here for a while, and it's going to be over on Sleeper Fantasy today. I haven't promoted them in a while. They have one of the best welcome offers in the game. All you got to do is meet the $10 minimum deposit, and you just play a $5 play and you get 55 bucks to play with free if you use promo code SBAA. Link is below. And on top of all that, today they have a $20 protected play too. So you can literally sign up, and then if you want to do it on this, that's up to you. If you like something better, go for it. This is what I'm doing. This is our VIP $20 protected play I'm giving out to you guys for free today. What that means is there's a little token that you'll have, so when you go set play, it'll be good up to 20 bucks. You just click it and bam, it protects the pick. I should have put the protected slip up here, but so this is 20 bucks protected, so if we lose, we get our money back to win 105. So number one is, I like LeBron tonight. If he plays, I hope he does. I'm assuming he's going to play. Let's go pull him up on Props Madness. I thought I already had these loaded, actually. See, the thing with betting on Luka tonight is he is actually coming off, his long layoff of an injury. So I don't know how to feel about him. I do feel like he'll probably play 30 minutes. And if he plays 30 minutes, I think he's going to be highly involved, and probably kind of like kind of like, send the Mavs a little message like, hey, look what you just let go of. It's a great matchup against the Jazz. And I think LeBron will just kind of feed this guy. I really do. So, guys, right off the bat, this line, it's all because of Luka, right? That's the only reason why we're getting this at 7.5. They're undervaluing LeBron in acting like Luka's gonna steal a ton, and he will. He's gonna have a ton of usage, and he gets a lot of assists. But you can't ignore this 82% hit rate, guys. I mean, look what he's been doing. I think he's going to actually turn into even more of a facilitator with Luka there. I think Luka is going to be the primary scorer. They'll bounce back and forth. They're kind of the same type of dominant player that can rebound, that can assist. But I expect, like, if LeBron is, trying to penetrate or whatever, take it to the glass, Luka's going to have some spot up opportunities, like, he kind of did with times with Kyrie. So LeBron James over 7.5 assists. I like this a lot today. Going forward, we'll have to see. But for today and Luka's debut, I think it makes a lot of sense. I think he's going to be feeding him, trying to get him easy buckets. So give me Bronny for 7.5 on the over assist. Leg number two, we're going to take Mr. Colaby over here from the Wizards. Okay, so right off the bat with Bilal Colaby, at first glance, this hit rate doesn't look great, right? Like, it's not anything to write home about. But if we take out games where Kyle Kuzma did not play, if we just take those away, this turns into a much higher hit rate, including, if you shrink this down, really just his last 10 games. He's cleared this line in 8. And today's matchup against the Spurs, you are looking at pretty good rankings down here. The style of defensive player, these are all green light spots, or at least neutral. The Spurs, believe it or not, are giving up the 27th most rebounds and the 20th most assists, meaning they're bottom third in both these categories, especially boards. You can see where they're giving up a lot of points in the paint right here. This is where he's scoring 44% of his points. And if you look at just the straight rebounds, he's been rebounding the ball pretty well without Kuzma. Okay, so these are good numbers. And then it's the same thing with the assists too. Like, these are games without Kuzma. So you add it all up, you could go the RA, but I feel better about the PRA. I think he's going to have to be a scorer. If you look at Let me see if I can pull up an advanced filter here of like field goals attempted. Yeah, so you can see this line. It's pretty steady, but it's gone up right here. So pretty solid. Dipped a little bit right here, but yeah. And then, like I said, this is just a good spot, good matchup. A lot of the points are coming from right here. A little bit of transition, spot up, pick and roll ball handler. The free throws are the one thing the Spurs aren't giving up a ton of. So hopefully he can get it done 24 and a half. Like I said, with games without Kuzma, you're looking at a 63% hit rate right here. So I think this is a pretty solid play today. It could be a blowout. It's in Washington, but I don't know. The Spurs I think they did almost lose to somebody they had no business losing to recently. I can't even remember who it was. And then if we double check and see his head to head, has he played them this year? Doesn't look like it. Okay. So let's take these filters off. Let's see if he actually did play him without Kuzma. Let's take this off head to head. Okay, so he did not get it done, but in that first head to head matchup, but he had decent rebound chances, decent, assists. He just didn't take a ton of shots, it looks like. Let's see how his points were. Yeah, just didn't take a ton of shots, only 5 shots, and the minutes were there. So hopefully he can just get it done today. I think there's a pretty solid chance he will. So let's move on to number 3, and that's going to be Bobby Portis. Now, I looked at his assist line. It was set at 2.5. I do like that too, but it wasn't paying as much. And the dude's been fucking grabbing boards, man. So this pays 5.28, by the way, a little over $100, and it's protected, guys, on sleeper. So right off the bat, even if you were setting this on Prize Picks, you're hurting yourself because they're only going to, even if you can find these lines, they're only giving you 5x. Sleeper's paying more. So right off the bat, okay? So if we look at Mr. Portis, let's go over here to that Milwaukee game. And you guys got to remember Anton Kempo is still out. So these 3 games without Anton Kempo right here in a row, Bobby's been crushing his points, rebounds, assists, and PRA. So realistically, you could take any of these. Thing is, if we look at the point chart, the Warriors don't give up a ton of points in the paint. Now, he does do pretty well in this part of the floor, too, so I still think he could hit his point line. I'm just saying, you're talking almost 30% of his points come in the paint right here in the restricted area, really. Right under the hoop. And Warriors are giving him the fewest. But what the Warriors are giving up a lot of is rebounds. In fact, they're giving up the 21st most rebounds and the 17th most assists. And they're allowing a lot of spot up points, too. So, like, if we look at Bobby, he's getting a lot of post up, but spot up still about 17% of his points right here. And if we take the games where Giannis did not play, this hit rate goes to, let's see here, rebounds, assist. It's almost a 70% hit rate, so 7 out of 10 or whatever this is. 1, 2, 3, 6 out of 9. It looks like. If you look at the PRA, like I said, you can go this route. It's about the same. The assist, look at this. He's been assisting really well without Giannis. That's why I do like that 2.5. Probably have that on a second look. And then the boards are a little more least consistent, but 3 straight games he's really been pounding it, and this is a great spot. So me personally, this is the play I'm doing. I feel like this is a little bit of a bargain line just based on what he's been doing recently. So that's going to be your free play number 1 over on Sleeper, guys. Like I said, if you need it, get on the link below, get your free $55, and let's lock this slip in. Now, I have a second slip. I don't think I can set it over here because I can't log in on my MacBook or they'll think I'm like doing something crazy. But there is a gimme pick today over on DraftKings Pick 6, and it is a Victor Wembanyama shot attempt. So all we need is 1. And then if we look at Shy, okay, so I took his under, believe it or not. This is a pretty big line. You got to remember Chet Holmgren's back, and J-Dub's been playing really well. And believe it or not, the Pelicans are not giving up a ton of points to point guards. Now, he could absolutely go off against them if he wanted to, I'm sure, guys. But there's also a blowout factor here too. There really is. So, right off the bat, I mean, it sounds bad fading Shy, but it's 33.5 points. That's a big line. Right here, you can see it's 44% of the time he's hitting going over. So we're in the green on the 55 side. On top of that, if you add games where there's Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams he's only gone over this 1 out of 11 games when Chet Holmgren plays. So Chet does steal some offense, and you got Hartenstein healthy too. Now, on paper, yeah, this looks good. Like down here, he's scoring, 35% of his points down here. But overall, the Pelicans, for whatever reason, don't give up a ton of points to point guards. And you got to remember, it's not just him that can score well down here. It's Chet, it's the bigs, it's Hartenstein. Maybe a little J-Dub. J-Dub's been really aggressive lately. So I think this is just a good time to bet against him. Could be a big time blowout watch too. So I like Shy actually. If you can find this at 33.5, I like it a lot. A 32.5, I still don't mind it, but see if you can find it like it is right here on DraftKings at 33.5 or lower. I do like Franz Wagner today, but one prop that I kind of found that looked like it was a pretty solid thing that I dug out over here, it just made sense, was over here in this Portland game. I was looking at DeAndre Ayton, and I do like him, but Denver's been doing a little bit better against centers. I've been trying to pick on them, and it's kind of 50-50, but one thing Denver's just been struggling with, this is going to be a high-paced game too. They'll speed it up. Portland slows it down. Denver's going to speed it up. But one prop that stood out to me in that game is if you can find Simmons, Anthony Simmons at 25.5 PA, I like this a lot. Not only has he gone over in 3 straight, just kind of barely cleared that one, but if we come back over here to Props Madness and we go check out that game, Denver, oops, wrong one. Portland, Denver. Okay, so like I said, I do kind of like DeAndre Ayton too. But just, right off the bat, you're looking at it's 51% hit rate. The points actually has a much higher hit rate. He has been scoring the ball well. But the reason I'm digging this is because Denver's giving up the dead last in assists allowed, guys. No one's giving up more assists than the Denver Nuggets. On top of that, like, you got some decent scoring part. The pick and roll, they've been kind of defending pretty well, but good spot up points here. They're going to give up some transition and a little bit of free throws too. So it's like a medium matchup. I just feel pretty good about it based off the fact that he's done this 3 in a row. I feel like he's playing well. Denver's giving up a ton of assists. Also, if we look at the head-to-head, he easily cleared this freaking line. He had 20 field goal attempts. He had 12 potential assists, got 10 of them. So, even if he ended up with like 5 or 6, I feel like the points should be there. I expect him to probably be in that 20-point range. So hopefully we can hit this line tonight, guys. I just think, you kind of just attack the Nuggets. Hopefully it's not a blowout. So I think that's all I got for you guys today. So that's going to be your free pick too. So I got the free square with Victor. And like Shy under 33.5. And then I'll take Simons over 25.5 points, guys. All right, let's turn the ship around. I need that bet to hit. It's going to be great. I'm rather looking forward to baseball season, but we're going to find a way to, get these guys to start complying with us a little more in the NBA. Could be a little bit of a slow week until the All-Star break. And then after the All-Star break, I'm hoping the NBA becomes just a better product, funner to watch. These guys are playing more minutes. The lines, the data can be hopefully a little more consistent, matching up to some things, especially with matchups and stuff. So that's all I got for you guys. Let's cash some slips today. Peace.